Kidnapping the Chief of Military Intelligence, Section 6, was the stupidest thing I'd done in my life. It was only by the sheer goodness of Z's heart that he didn't kill me or allow his rescuers to do it. Instead, he'd agreed to help me when I convinced him the woman who was not only the love of my life, but also the mother of the child I'd only recently learned of, my child, was missing but still alive. Everyone who served on the United Nations Coalition Against Human Trafficking was certain she'd been killed. After all, they'd watched her die in a hail of bullets seconds before she was about to kill another of our agents, who she'd abducted. Except it hadn't been her. Instead, it was her twin. A twin neither she nor we knew existed. "I'm sorry, Puck," said Decker Ashford, who didn't work directly for the Coalition, but was the adopted son of the guy I'd kidnapped, and widely accepted as one of the best intelligence agents in the world. "The lead was solid. It appears we missed them by a matter of hours at most." I nodded, looking around the empty one-bedroom apartment for any sign of Dee Dee Seshet Starkweather. If only there was a way to assure her the threat against her life had been neutralized, and she no longer had to remain in hiding. If only I could tell her how sorry I was for not protecting her, not being there for her when she needed me, and not telling her I loved her more than life itself. "Hey, Puck, I found something," said Zeppelin, another MI6 agent and Coalition member I'd known and worked with for years. I raised my head when he approached. "What's that?" "We found it taped to the bottom of a drawer in the kitchen." He handed me a photograph of a baby. My eyes filled with tears when I flipped it over and saw a name written on the back. Linnea, it read. "Do you think it's significant?" Zeppelin put his hand on my shoulder and asked in a soft voice. "I know it is. Linnea was my mother's name."
I wouldn't say it, but it was quite nice being here, in his apartment, rather than alone at my place, worried the man who was best described by the terms Finn had used, a stalker, might show up. Then again, maybe I was imagining something sinister when it could merely be a coincidence. According to my first-year roommate, I was naive, unsophisticated, and a veritable stick in the mud since I repeatedly declined her invitations to join her and her friends for nights out. I was far too concerned with completing my assignments and getting good marks to do much more than attend class and study. When she departed unexpectedly near the end of the first semester, thus leaving me on my own in the room we'd shared, I saw it as a blessing. Not only would I have the space to myself, but from what I'd heard, they didn't intend to assign anyone to stay with me the following semester. Consequently, I became a recluse. One night during my second year, there was a ruckus from the room next door. Assuming the party taking place would go on for several hours, I packed my bag and went to the library. What I found there was nothing short of heaven. I could be amidst other people, yet not forced to converse with any of them. It became my sanctuary. The reclusivity of my early days at Oxford wasn't unlike the life my mother and I had shared prior to my leaving for college. As far as having friends, we'd moved so often that it would have been difficult to establish any bonds, not that there were many other children in the places where she chose to reside. Additionally, I'd been homeschooled, another missed chance to spend time with people my age. Complicating matters were my mother's fits of depression. Her blue moods, as she called them. The first I remembered was when I was 7. While I never would have described her as Mum of the Year, she was loving. She was good about making sure I did my studies, had plenty of food to eat and clothes to wear, except during her blue moods. Then I had to fend for myself.